So here we're talking about a fundamental subject of inquiring, and that is being appreciated here, right? That means Sudha Goswami is talking about the basic process in this world of how to gain knowledge. If the goal of life is Brahma Jigyasa, as per the Vedanta Sutra, then Jigyasa means to have knowledge, to inquire about knowledge. And therefore, it has to be established first that every human being who is supposed to fulfill this primary demand of human existence to first understand how to go about seeking that Jigyasa being fulfilled. This just remains a Jigyasa. If he doesn't know how to get the Jigyasa fulfilled, how to do it, what is the process of fulfilling that Jigyasa? So, of course, we know that we have got 5 karmendriyas, and we need knowledge, and therefore Krishna has given not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5. 5 Gnana Indriyas. That means they are used to absorb, gain, assimilate knowledge. Right? That's wonderful. But within those 5, there is also, they are not all the same. They are not the same. There are limitations to each one of them. For example, the modern philosophy of I only believe that which I see is a very rudimentary level of knowledge acquiring process. It's very primeval. It is true, it is that we can get a lot of knowledge by seeing what you can see with the gross eyes, what you can't see with the gross eyes. You use instruments and gadgets. For distant objects, you use telescopes. For near objects, you use microscopes. Further down, nanometry. If you want to see nanometers, you go for electron microscopes. And further on, so forth and so forth. Right? So, you can overcome to some extent limitation of eyes by using gadgets. But even if I had a telescope or a microscope, I can see what is in the next room. Right? There is so much limitation to the faculty of the eyes, because there is a wide spectrum of rays, and you can only see, you can't see infrared, you can't see ultraviolet, you can see only a spectrum of, I forget how much, some 3,600 to 7,700, what is it called? I don't know, forget the value, the unit now, angstrom units or something. Right? You can only see visual spectrum. Beyond that, you can't see. Right? So the eyes is important for things of this world. You can't see the past, and you cannot see the future. Therefore, so eyes have got its limitations. That's very clear. Right? Can you get how much knowledge can you gain by just touching things? Because how many things will come into your hand to touch? Few things will come into hand to touch. So it has got some value to understand texture of things. Some things you will understand by taste. Oh, this is the sixth taste you can understand by your tongue. But even if you eat the best of sandesh, you will eat it and then you inquire. You will inquire what? What is the next question? Kisne banaya? You are not going to see the person who made it, because there is no video clipping of that person making it. Right? Kisne banaya? So you have to depend again on your hearing. Or you eat a nice food, you said, kahan se laya? Where did you get it from? I brought it from that shop. So again you have to depend on. So even if you touch something nice or not nice, or if you see something good or not good, a combination of these 4 with the hearing process makes the knowledge more thorough and complete. Oh, this is a nice picture. This is a nice painting. So I see the painting in detail. I look at all the color, textures, what canvas was used and what color was used and which type of shades are used. But I'll ask, who made this? So beyond the eyes, I will need to know that there is a great, wonderful Vaishnava called Haridas Prabhu, who actually has made this painting. Right? And he's an artist, professional artist. Oh, then it's okay, yeah, then I want to meet him. Right? And therefore, you must understand that whatever faculty of knowledge we use, the hearing process is given to us by the Lord to make that knowledge more defined and more complete. So we don't decry other 4 knowledge acquiring senses. We don't denigrate them, but we know that they are supplementary to the process of hearing. So that's the first important thing, that jigyasa has to be used. Therefore, Krishna is stressing in the 7th chapter, first verse says, Tat Shrunu. Arjun, are you awake? Are you sleepy? If you've been sleepy so far, don't sleep now. I'm going to tell you something important. Tat Shrunu. Right? Now I want your attention. She tells Tat Shrunu. Right? And therefore, the Bhagavatam again and again elucidates more and more the faculty of hearing. Right? Shrinatam starts with Shrinatam. Swakatha Krishna. Right? So therefore, you must understand that the process of acquiring knowledge in spiritual science is not by gross sensory perception, but by the process of hearing. Then of course it goes into further details to whom to hear from. Someone is Brahmanishtham, right? Someone who is established in the absolute truth. So in this way, this sloka first tells us about the process of gaining knowledge.